What is up? What is up? What is up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Year of the Vet. Because of the mission of Year of the Vet, which is to reach as many vets as possible, to give them the information that's out there and to let them know that there's people out there who have been down their roads before and that the roads that they're walking have been walked and that there's people who are able to help and empathize and sympathize with you. The mission is to reach as many active duty service members as possible before they get out, as well as the veterans out here living the life already, in order to give them just a little bit of extra push, to give them a little bit of foundation and knowledge that somebody else has been down this road before and they are successful, therefore you too can be successful. That's why Year of the Vet was created. And so Warrior's Wisdom was created in order to give you that little 5 to 10 minute snippet of a larger conversation, because I understand that people just don't have the patience to listen to an hour to 2 hours of somebody talking in order to just hear that one piece of gold. So before I start this little tiny conversation, I ask that you find You're the Vet on iTunes, download the app so you never miss an episode, subscribe, write a comment, share with your friends, go to Spreaker, subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. Subscribe to the podcast so you're not missing one. Share it with your friends. Share it with the vets that are out there. Share it with the active duty service members. And shoot over to Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and just type in Year of the Vet and like or follow the page to see what's going on in my world. So on this episode of Warrior's Wisdom, I'm bringing back Lorenzo McNulty. Lorenzo was my first guest. And since we had our conversation, I mean, he's been on fire. The owner and founder of My Wealth Academy, he started podcast, the Wealth Academy podcast, hashtag Squad Talk. He's got My Wealth Academy just revamped and going full steam. He's got the Wealth Academy Business Group. He's written 2 more books. From the first one, A Girl's Gotta Have Her Own Money. That was the first one that he put out when he was on the show. Now he's got Serious Gold Diggers Only, Side Hustle. And it's all about marketing yourself, marketing your brand, and really like getting out there and becoming your own business. That's what Lorenzo likes to talk about, on top of how to be smart with your money and not end up in that situation that we as military individuals know all too well, living paycheck to paycheck. And so once the episode's done, if McNulty sounds like the podcast you want to listen to, and maybe he has some guidance for you as a budding entrepreneur, like head on over to his original, and don't judge me for the quality of those few first podcasts, because it was a learning experience. I did not go to school for this. So I hope you enjoy this podcast, and if you need the show notes, check on over to the Year of the Vet Facebook site and look at the notes, or the show notes should be right there in the extra info on whatever platform you're listening to this on. So with that being said, here's Lorenzo McNulty. Nulty, you and I, especially you're astronomically different from the McNulty I knew even 4 years ago. So what advice can you give to the brokenhearted and the individuals, the veterans specifically, on the verge of what we call the fuck-its?
I know that cliff very well, and I'll preface it with this. This probably won't be the last time that you're there. All right. We all will get to that moment.
Yes.
Where it's like, it's just not worth the headache, the hassle, or anything like that. The best advice or the thing that I wish that someone would have told me is that there's hope.
There's hope.
And as long as there's breath in your lungs, there's hope. And as long as you make a conscious decision that everything that has pushed you down before is behind you, or you can get up. You keep getting up until your arms are tired. You've done it before.
Yeah.
In your military training, you've done it a million times before. You'll face worse things in there than you will out here.
Yeah.
So partner.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Get around other veterans, get around veteran institutions,
Yes.
you know, and believe it or not, get around those veterans coming behind you, because there's something about, you know, serving people that will empower you to go on and find that strength that you didn't think that you had. You know, you'll, if you're not doing it for you or feel like you have a reason, and that's a thing that hits kind of close to home for me, is because I've known veterans who voice that thing, and you know, they were older than me, they were younger than me, and I still found myself saying, hey man, you know, you're more valuable to us here than anywhere else. You know, you're valuable to those young Marines coming behind you, those young veterans coming behind you, you know, because you've gone through something that they can use. They haven't gone through it yet, or they may feel like you felt during that moment that you overcame it. Right. And so just share that knowledge, continue to share that knowledge.
There's it's that brought up a point. You had a talk, some months ago about what we can learn from millennials. And you know, I know you and I are kind of old school Marine Corps and kind of old school, just generational, but you had very good key points on how we need to kind of change our mindset. Just tap onto that real quick. I know it's kind of jumping from here and there, but essentially these are the quote millennials coming out, and you know, we can't look down at them.
Yeah, and that's the thing that, you know, we've been trying to, I guess, stand in the gap for, is the looking down on the millennials and understanding that we are indeed better when there's a community of us, right? And, you know, just like we're in some embattled zone or some war zone or like that, the more eyes that we have on the perimeter, the better we are on the inside.
That's right.
Right. And we use that as an analogy to embrace our millennials, to embrace that fresh new knowledge, right? Because we, as the seniors, you know, and that sounds weird to say, but as the seniors, you know, we get trapped into a perspective, right? And we tend to think that we have this direction and we're going to go this way, even though we're learning, but we're learning in a specified direction, right? And that can create blind spots where we need those fresh eyes. We need those youthful eyes to come in and say, oh, hey, did you see this? Or have you seen this? You know, and bringing us back to that center to where we can help people. And a lot of times what we've seen is that, you know, the older generations kind of write them off.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
You know.
Hey, I'm almost guilty. I'm guilty. But, you know, I've had to, you know, again, grow, right? So.
Right. We grow anyway.
Yeah.
And we, you know, we absorb that knowledge. We need that knowledge. We need that perspective, that vantage point that the younger group will see. For one, if we're out here and we want to serve that community of people, we need insight into that community. And, you know, there's no purer place than from the community itself.
Right. The horse's mouth.
There you go. So if you want to continue to help veterans and things of this nature, or whatever it is your walk of life is taking you or you're on, that youthful group that's coming behind you is going to give you the best feedback for your mission.
That's you're a big reader, and and if you were to pick one book besides your own and mine, what book would you recommend that transitioning veterans read?
Oh man, I am a